Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Dimitri Johnson, and you're listening to MMALatestNews.com.
It's time to roll, baby.
Yes, everybody, what's going on? My name is Stephen Howson, and I'm joined by James and Ciaran, and we are going to be watching the remainder of UFC 243. The big fight that we're going to be talking about is Robert Whittaker against Israel Adesanya, which, honestly, we will get into in a minute. I have no idea how that's going to go. We've actually refrained from talking about it. We've been here
since 10 p.m.
Yeah, like 7 hours or something. Watched the early prelims. Not really, we've just avoided talking about it, I guess, to talk about it on here. And we've also got a bit of a barn burner, potentially, with Iaquinta and Dan Hooker in the co-main event. Lads, let's get stuck straight into it. Adesanya, Whittaker. Ciaran, how do you see this one going?
I mean, it could go either way. I expect this to go the full 5 rounds. We were talking about it today. I think Robert Whittaker is probably criminally the most underrated champion in the UFC at the moment. I think because he doesn't fall into that category of shit talkers, to be honest. We live in an age where fighters are getting their big fights, not by fighting the best, but by just talking the most.
He's also not fought anybody that wasn't Yoel Romero for 2.5 years.
Exactly. Yoel Romero twice. Don't
in
care
2.5 years.
It's just and Jacare as well, Derek Brunson. I mean, he's fought his way to the top, and he started from, you don't want to say the bottom, but coming through something like tough smashes, fighting everyone, and then getting the belt. It just kind of speaks volumes about the guy. Not to say I wouldn't like to see Adesanya win it. I think he's got a lot more personality, but I am buying Robert Whittaker.
James, who's second it?
I want Robert Whittaker to win. He's one of my favourite fighters. As Ciaran said, I think he's underrated. If you look through that record, he'll fight anybody and he'll go through the trenches. But I think Israel Adesanya is a tough matchup for him. I know it was back down when he was at welterweight, but Stephen Thompson, similar sort of style to Adesanya. I think Whittaker could face some trouble tonight.
And I'm just a guy that loves the underdog. I like to see titles change hands. As much as I like to see people go on massive streaks as champions, I also like to see it change hands. And I wouldn't mind seeing Adesanya win, purely for the fact that I think his personality and how outspoken he is, compared to how relatively quiet Whittaker is, I think it's probably a good thing for the sport. This whole card is probably a good thing for the sport down in Australia, even though it seems mostly to be filled with Kiwis rather than Aussies. So I don't know why they didn't actually have this in New Zealand, but for the whole continent, really, this is absolutely fantastic in terms of what's been going on, and shows the growth of the sport that you can not just put on a card like this, but put on a title fight between two people. We haven't had this in the UK, have we? Where we've had a champion facing off against a challenger from England or something like that. So I got to admit, I'm a little bit jealous at them getting a card like this, albeit the weirdest atmosphere that we've had in a long time, because it is like, what is it, lunchtime over there now?
Yeah, apparently the prelim started like 9 o'clock in the morning over there, which is absolutely insane. I'd say it's even worse than when was it 204 was in Manchester and they had it like about this time. Like, you can't hit the points. You can hit the points at 9 in the morning, but
you can hit the pints at 9 in the morning more than you can hit the pints at 3 in the morning.
Do you not think? Well, yeah, it's a delicate process.
Well, there's a big decision that you have to make there, and that's, do you subscribe to the video, by the way, as well, before you go any further, and like the video. Definitely like the video. Just like the video, right?
It's like 4:30 in the morning, people. 20 to 5. Just like the video.
Just like the video. Shut up. Like the video. I think there's a decision to be made. When it's a 3 o'clock in the morning card in England, you're either getting up and doing what we probably all do when we're not doing this, which is sit there in the dark with a brew and silent, like staring at the telly, or you go out and you watch it a little bit worse for wear, and then probably have to watch it again to find out what the fuck happened.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I don't know in Manchester, but in Dublin anyway, there wasn't many places where you could actually go out and watch the UFC. It was usually a case of we get loads of lads over to or go to one of the lads' houses there. But it is a delicate process drinking, especially at this time, because we haven't even drank tonight. We've been on the waters and the Red Bulls, yet we've had a bit of pizza, and folks, we've been struggling. Like these two, I've managed to stay awake, but these two have already had to catch power naps.
I've been up. Apart from my little, probably 25, 30 minute
nap,
little nap, I've been up like 23 hours, so I'm having it.
Not fair. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I'm tired.
I had a nap today anyway.
And I'm old. All right.
Oh, stop.
Right, Raging Al is on the walkout. Looks fired up. I think
He's never not fired up.
I think he wakes up like this, doesn't he? Actually,
he's fucking hilarious. Do you remember when
sells houses
he
like
became
that.
a realtor? He became an estate agent, like. How funny is that? And him in the UFC, he doesn't pull any punches when talking about the UFC as well. And he's a fucking killer. Took the Khabib fight on how many days notice?
On what, like
a day's
14 hours notice?
A day's
ridiculous.
notice, yeah.
And actually didn't do too badly, to be fair. In recent times, nobody's really done any better.
Oh, Matt Serra might be one of my favourite human beings in the world.
Oh, I can't wait to hear him scream in a cage side.
Get him.
I'm assuming, are we going towards Iaquinta on this one? I'd probably make him a marginal favourite.
I mean, this is a great fight as well. I mean, this is a little bit of a sleeper in him. I mean, Dan Hooker's good.
He fucking is good.
And he's very experienced as well. I think that's got to go a long way.
Dan Hooker's knocked out guys like Gilbert Burns.
I'm going to go with Dan
stuff
Hooker
like
on
that.
this.
Yeah, I think I'm edging towards Dan Hooker as well. I think when you look at the guy, not to say I think Iaquinta's again criminally underrated, but Dan Hooker. I mean, the Barboza fight was pretty hard to watch, but again, the style Barboza had to get him out of there. It was like,
and also, even though I think people are looking at what he did with Khabib and elevating what he can do because he did better than what everyone thought, he still got smushed. Ultimately,
just not as bad as
which is what everyone thinks. But he also went into it with nothing to lose, unlike a lot of the people that Khabib's fought recently. Khabib, I don't know how many times Khabib's gone in a favourite. It's probably 2, 3, 4, I would say. It's not been every single fight he's gone into. And on that short notice, like Iaquinta had absolutely nothing to lose.
Reach advantage again. Hooker's quite long as well. But you could see as well, he fucking starched James Vick in his last fight, and I think James Vick may be the longest 155er.
Everybody's starching James Vick at the moment.
Yeah, man, he's hit a bit of a bump, hasn't he?
He's constantly those round one knockout defeats.
But wasn't he on some sort of mad win streak, like 6 or 7, and he couldn't get a top 15 fight?
Let us know in the comments, everybody who's watching. For starters, go and give the video a share. Lads, if you give it a share, make sure you shared it on my channel for us as well. But let us know in the comments who's taking this one, Hooker or Iaquinta, and obviously your thoughts on the main event, and we'll read some of those out. And hit us up on Twitter as well. Got any questions, anything along those lines? We'll get into some of them comments as well, as Bruce Buffer is just going through the formalities. I didn't realise Dan Hooker had like 8, 9 more fights than Iaquinta. I actually thought Iaquinta was the more experienced of the two.
Well, you have to remember, Iaquinta took off something insane, like a couple of years off, didn't he? And he couldn't get a fight for so long, and that's why he ended up becoming an estate agent. Because he was on like a 4-fight win streak for like 3 years because he couldn't get a fight for 3 years.
Looks like our tale of the tape was wrong, by the way, lads.
Why? What did we say?
We had 14-4. And an 18-8. It was 19.
I got them off the UFC website. It clearly doesn't fucking update, man. Jesus Christ, Dana, get your shit together, man.
It's weird to see him in a co-main event spot because obviously things were going so well from after that Khabib fight. He had a little bit of hype behind him. He beat Kevin Lee, and I think
and he got the Cowboy fight, yeah.
And then he got the Cowboy fight, and I thought he was going to beat Cowboy at this stage. And then he got beat relatively convincingly.
Yeah, I remember seeing that fight. Cowboy didn't really have to get out of second gear. But at least he's had that main event spot that he deserves a big payday.
And we're about to kick off. I actually think we're going to get a complete war here.
No, I think so as well. This is a bit of a sleeper.
Yeah, but I'm not sure you're going to get an early finish because I think they're both real durable, and this could be a full 3-rounder.
I don't think Iaquinta's been knocked out in his UFC career. Maybe someone can correct me. I know Hooker has the Barboza fight, which
he took about 701 body shots before he went.
The reach here looks substantial. I know it's 5 inches, but it looks like 5 feet.
Well, I think Hooker's a natural 170-pounder, I think, anyway, and he's dropped down. And Iaquinta's always been around that.
He might look good at this. Oh, Al's throwing a big overhand right.
With that frame, though, I don't have a clue how Hooker makes 155.
Yeah, he's got, look at these big shoulders, man. Jesus.
No bones, mate. Hollow bones. You don't look like the same weight class here at all. He's so much bigger. The range is... It's like a man fighting a child.
He's a tough guy.
He's got to establish a jab here, though. Or at least use his legs and try and get the range a little bit there, because otherwise you're just completely dissing your own range. Your own advantages that you've got, which he's not using at the moment, because Al's just closing the distance anytime he wants. Touch his knee, going upstairs.
Al's criminally underrated as a wrestler as well. When you saw him in that Kevin Lee fight as well. On the feet, we know how good he can be, but... just because it's not a decorated, NCAA collegiate background, it's kind of like John Jones in that respect. I think he came through the community college type scheme, which does have a strong wrestling foundation. Criminally underrated though, Iaquinta, and funny as fuck. This is just hilarious.
Which is an underrated utilised skill.
Yeah,
being funny.
True.
But even in the octagon, it's funny as well. You can see him at the end of fights going absolutely ballistic. I think the one where it's after the Masvidal fight where he's getting booed and he goes ballistic at the crowd.
Boo me, boo you.
Yeah, he's like, boo me, fuck you. He's so New York, man. Rest of the card, did we any results catch our eye tonight? The fight before this, Tuivasa dropping Serghei
4-1 underdog.
He was the 4-1 favourite. Serghei Spivac. You just kind of didn't have to get out of second gear. Arm triangle. Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked, as horrible as it is, because I think he adds a lot of personality to that division. I wouldn't be shocked to see him maybe getting his marching orders for a bit.
Oh, drop with a leg kick. Might have been a slip, that, though.
It's a shame as well for Tuivasa, because I think we all thought he's going to be the new Mark Hunt, big Australian heavyweight, and he's not going to fight in about 12 years.
Yeah, true. He had some big knockouts at the start, though, and I think he got the JDS fight, and that was one step too far from.
Yeah. And a lot of people thought he was going to beat JDS at the time.
JDS has still got... He's not the man he once... Oh, here we go,
Oh,
elbows.
Hooker is elbowing the shit out of Iaquinta's ear. This might get stopped.
He's still moving, but he's not defending himself brilliantly.
No. Hooker in control there now. He's got him stuffed up in the corner, right up against the cage post. Al's gone for a single. He looks like he's got...
Not quite in.
Oh, he's got the back.
Yeah, he's turned over. He's got... Iaquinta is now flattened out. He's rolling. He's scrambling. Oh, he's got a body lock on.
It's a long
There's
time.
a body
he's got the neck.
as well.
He's got an arm underneath the chin. Nope, he's let it go. What's he going? Did he just... He deliberately let that go then?
I think so.
I think he's going for his left arm, but... No, his right arm, sorry. But I can't work out why.
Hooker's got Iaquinta's back now.
Yeah, and he's also got a body triangle on, which... That's harder to get off than it is to get on. Oh, and then he's just let it go. I don't understand what is going on here. Al's now...
Is there a card coming to England anytime soon as well?
I think we'll probably get, London around March?
Yeah, that's usually when they do.
Nothing's been officially announced. We were talking before we started where we could possibly go. Nottingham. If Dan Hardy comes back, he could do Leon Edwards
new UFC gym open. Do you think that any excuse to promote something like that?
Yeah.
You think they would try that? So the confirmed UFC cards coming up. You've got Tampa and Florida next week. Week after, we've got Boston, and then we've got Kalang in Singapore. Maya versus Askren. Obviously going back and tapping into that one FC market. Got New York for Masvidal and Diaz. That'd be all right. I reckon. That'd be all right. I reckon.
See what I'm doing that night. I might not
just,
watch it. See what I'm doing.
Might tune in for that one. We've got Moscow in that Russia for Volkov and Dos Santos.
That's
We've
a
got
fun
Blakovic
fight.
and Jacare in Brazil. Tell you what, New York, Moscow, Sao Paulo. Bloody hell.
It's a treat for the end of the year, isn't it?
Yeah. Overeem and Harris in Washington. 245 in Vegas.
Does that have a main event yet?
Confirmed. No, I'm just going to check what's on there. And then South Korea. Korean Zombie, obviously.
Brian Ortega, that's a fun fight as well.
I would love to go to that, you know. I would love to go to that. That will be a great fight. And also in South Korea as well.
I imagine it's quite expensive in South Korea, though. I don't know. Oh.
21st of December, week before Christmas. Yeah, not fun. Volkanovski and Max Holloway.
That's the co-main.
Amanda Nunes and...
of course, this is the end of year or is it the end of year show?
Is that going to be the co-main?
Yeah, and I imagine Covington will top.
Sorry, it says there has been slated to be the headliner, Colby and Kamar Usman. Oh, Jesus.
I don't know.
We're finally going to get it.
Yeah, win that Euro Millions, man. Just fucking live in Vegas all December.
I hope Colby gets absolutely smashed.
Oh, he's a dick, isn't he?
And he will get smashed. He's a good fighter, to be fair. I was really hoping Robbie Lawler would have knocked him out, but Robbie Lawler looks like...
107 years old.
Yeah, the Imperial Progenitor says, yo, FaceTime me. Well, who the fuck are you? And I'll know.
Chuck us your number.
Oh, Jesus. All the gremlins are up at 4 in the morning asking for FaceTimes. We're not about that life. One round down. Who are we scoring that to anyway?
Got to go towards Dan Hooker.
Yeah, look
very close to the finish.
Look at the time of day it is. Thank God they've got a roof over.
11 a.m. Sunday.
Fucking hell.
That's exactly when you want a fight card on, isn't it?
Jesus Christ.
About to kick off with round 2.
It's probably better than staying up all night. Did you go to the 204 card in Manchester with Bisbing Henderson too?
No, watch it on telly.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Again, in my underpants with a brew in a dark. Like my experience of watching football But to my experience of watching most of the MMA that I've watched, it's so different.
Yeah.
Because of the time zone thing.
I'll swing him big.
Hooker going upstairs with... he's actually utilising the reach a little bit better, even though he's not got any sort of jab established. He's just hitting with a Superman punch. He seems to be backing up a little bit. If you've got the reach, you want to go and press, don't you? You don't really want to be the counter. You want to go and put it on him.
The problem is you don't see these guys cracking that top 5.
No, you don't.
Just
to be honest.
there is that little step up. I wouldn't mind seeing Hooker with a bit of extra timber on him at 170. I know he used to fight there, but you know he dropped the Barboza fight. Al dropped the Khabib and the Cowboy fight. They're great fighters, but I just don't think they'll ever be. What's it Dana said? They'll never be needle movers.
Gastelum versus Till.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, that'll
It's
be
a
good.
tough one for Till to go up for, especially for his debut, coming off 2 losses. Gasler's a scary opponent.
You'd imagine
Says a lot about him, though.
the size difference, though.
The 2 losses, though. 2 losses to... It's not like it's 2 journeymen he's lost to, is it? Like...
And man, I can tell you now, fucking Darren Till at 185 is going to be huge. Have you seen him training now? He looks absolutely massive.
I mean, he looks massive anyway.
Oh, he's huge.
Like, how the fuck do you get that? I mean, he looks ill.
Similar
at
body,
170.
similar body type to Dan Hooker, actually, just with a bit more meat in his
A
bones.
bit
The
more
same,
meat.
yeah, same kind of shoulders.
A bit more meat.
Well, at 170,
A bit more meat.
yeah, maybe just a tad bit more meat.
Yeah, just to briefly go back into Colby Covington while I've got it in my mind. What did you two make of the whole Stipe Miocic thing? Starting on his wife at cage side.
He's just a tool, man, Colby Covington. But at the end of the day, it's he's losing a bit of integrity, but apparently that's what people like to see.
Good shot from Al.
Right, I take issue with this. What has Colby's mouth got on him that his skill didn't get him?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Notoriety,
like-
attention, standing out. Because Colby...
Okay, has he got him paid more?
He doesn't sell it.
No, but it's got him the...
So what was the point?
He did get the interim fight against RDA when there was a case to be made that there may have been a few more people ahead of him in that regard.
I don't know. He's on one of the longest fucking win
No, he is
streaks
on one
out
of the
there,
longest
isn't
win
he?
streaks, but if you look at the caliber of opponents he's beat in the 170 division, I wouldn't say they're quite as big as perhaps someone like, Usman's win streak where he beat...
Which is why Usman's the legitimate champion.
Yeah.
And he's only, he's not even the interim champion. He got stripped, even though he still carries on walking around with it.
Yeah.
Like, this is my issue with him. If someone went, do you know what? Yeah, he made 100 million on the back of shit that his skill set couldn't get him to, I'd go fair play. But here's the nightmare, and I don't like him, but he's a very good MMA fighter.
No, he is. He's a very good MMA fighter.
He's a very good fighter that's won a lot of fights, and those fights have put him in the position to be the interim champion, and have probably got him the shot at Usman next. But none of this has come through his mouth. None of it. Not an ounce of it.
No,
It
but
hasn't. And if you look at the way his pay-per-views have gone, when he fought RDA, that pay-per-view did like 250,000.
It was so bad, it was
Nothing
really
special.
bad,
He
yeah.
sold about 4,000, 5,000 tickets when he fought Robbie Lawler. Nothing's happening. He's not getting anything. And coming out of the lines about Matt Hughes aren't making him
No.
interested. It's
But
just...
it makes headlines, doesn't it? I mean, there's been so many guys who've been on as impressive win streaks as Colby Covington and haven't even gotten a sniff of even cracking the top 5. I do think the fact that there are headlines about him does make him stand out a bit more.
Is this headlines in MMA media amongst MMA hardcore fans that is doing absolutely fuck all for anybody? Or is it headlines that's getting...
Oh, Al's been dropped heavy.
He's not recovering too quickly here either as well. He's just kind of...
Al's not
He's
looked
just kind
about
of
it.
grabbed him. What is Hooker doing? Like, Hooker's really hesitant to finish this because he's not in any threat not whatsoever.
Maybe he doesn't want to gas himself out because he thinks,
Mate, it's 20 seconds, empty the tank, mate.
finishing Al Iaquinta is very difficult. Not even Khabib could do it.
Yeah, I see nothing that what Colby's done. Like you said, it's not making him sell out arenas. It's not getting him pay-per-view points. Fucking hell's he doing? He's doing nothing. He's pissing people off is what he's doing. Al rolled it into a heel hook towards the end, which he didn't actually pull off before
Hooker
the
looked
bell.
pretty
like,
relaxed, to be fair.
And this time he might actually die. Because if Stipe Miocic gets his hands on him, he'll kill him. And he wrote something like, All I want to do when I see Colby Covington is go for a chat. That sounds ominous.
Just want to chat.
Yeah, they're right.
What's the shotgun for? I just want to talk.
Yeah.
Hooker's landed some brilliant shots, but they've been in singles, and he's not following them up.
Yeah, Al is a big round for Al.
Al needs a knockout here.
He needs a knockout. He's going to have to get a finish. Now, you give Matt Serra saying to Al Iaquinta, maybe you give him one at most. You give him both those rounds, Jesus. I never understand that when coaches say to their fighters,
you're winning. Like
yeah,
that.
you're winning. You got this when. And you
just chill, bro.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like, no. You should always go in and be like, yeah, you're fucking down on the cards, mate. You need
yeah,
to
you're
going to
have to get a finish. Give him a kick up the arse. 57,000 there really doesn't feel like it. There's something...
Is it a cricket stadium? That's not a cricket stadium, is it?
Because we've all just got up.
Yeah, true, probably. Yeah, that's probably why.
Yeah, and I'm hoping it goes.
Mate, that
for them,
fucking
mate.
witch cage side.
The schmo, yeah.
What is he about?
He's
mate?
got all access, though, man.
He does have all access, but what's it about? It's not about you, mate.
It's a gimmick.
It's a gimmick which lasted about 3 press conferences, and then I think people lost interest.
He's there cage side.
I didn't actually know he was still a thing, the schmo.
But I see him all the time. I don't follow him, and he pops up everywhere. I just think, what are you fucking doing, mate?
Ahmed El Sadi, can you show us the TV or PC so we can actually watch us? Oh,
No, brother.
Every stream.
We would get copyright.
They ask us to do this. It's just that we've never used YouTube before. Dan Hooker looks pretty comfortable.
No head movement here at all from Iaquinta. He's literally almost staring down the barrel, waiting to get punched in the nose.
Needs to start loading up, really, with 4 minutes left.
But maybe Dan Hooker knows he's 2 up and he's just chilling now because he doesn't look like he's trying to win this fight, really. Or certainly win it in a hurry, at least.
Yeah, he looks like he's coasting a bit. As long as he sees the round out, he's got it.
Should have it, yeah.
In Australia as well.
Who does Hooker get after this if he gets to the
He
W?
deserves a big name because he's got to go, what, from 15 to...
6 or 7. Oh. He's fought Barboza.
You could give him the Felder fight.
You could give him the
That's
Felder
a good
fight.
fight.
Or a Cowboy fight, because Cowboy will fight anyone. It's true, though, man. He really will. He takes about 2 weeks off.
Yeah, he'd have fought tonight if you'd have let him.
Someone put up an interesting debate of, like, if Cowboy didn't take as many fights as he did, would he be, like, considered or would he be a world champion?
Probably would have been a world champion at some point.
Yeah.
Whether or not he kept it, I don't know.
I think he's had 2 title fights over his career. Oh.
Yeah, longer prep, more thought-out camps, a game plan. Because he's great on the ground.
You remember he had that run at 170?
It's the offensive wrestling I think he's not got.
Yeah.
Because he's great off his back
yeah.
reactively, and obviously his kickboxing is fantastic, but...
Wrestling's so crucial.
Yeah, it is.
Just having that other way to score points, really, isn't it? When it goes to the cards, if you've been, offensively wrestling, Iaquinta's face is absolutely tuned up.
His nose is spraying.
With the exception of Max Holloway, I don't think there's a single champion in the UFC who doesn't have a wrestling base. Could be wrong.
Rob Whittaker.
No, I think he was a Commonwealth Games wrestler.
Oh,
as
no,
well.
yeah.
I think he was at one stage, so he's got a pretty distinguished... It doesn't hurt that... Oh, I landed there with a straight right.
How are we feeling about
Whaley?
Max Holloway with the Volkanovski fight coming up?
That's a tough fight, man. Volkanovski's,
Volkanovski's
again,
great.
underrated
Good
as
fight.
well.
This is what the UFC annoys me about, is because there'll be too many people talking and making content around Colby and Conor, and just on the off chance. Diaz Masvidal's going to have 20 million articles written about it, but no one's looking at Volkanovski. Has been on a great run and probably has tools where you go, he could take that.
I think there's a massive difference in reach, though, which always plays to Max's strength because he likes to keep it on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
But Volkanovski's tough, man. Beating Aldo in his own backyard. Shades of Max Holloway, to be fair. Glad to see the UFC rewarding a guy who genuinely has had a ridiculous... What's he, like 18-1?
But this is what... Do you know, like they always say, do what got you to the dance. The UFC doesn't do what got them to be this great organisation where right, they're going to put on the fights that everyone wants to see because you pop into a division, you win 3, 4, 5 fights, boom, you're in a title fight, and the champions are going to be fighting 2 times a year minimum, usually.
Yeah.
3 times if they're really active and haven't took much damage. And that is how you build superstars. Yeah. You let the story flow organically, and you let people find them. Conor McGregor didn't need extra promotion. People gravitated to him because he chatted shit and then went and delivered it Colby, right? And he was exciting doing it. Now, you've got to have something about you if you're going to wet blanket your way to a victory. And I think it's a perfectly legitimate way to go and win a championship. Yeah. But Conor McGregor would be like, I'm going to fucking knock him out in the first round. Knocked him out in the first round. I'm going to knock him out in the second round. Knocked him out in the second round. You deliver like that, and you have the personality and charisma that he has, and you become a superstar. John Jones never had that. John Jones does good pay-per-views. Ronda Rousey, okay, she was finishing people in like 15 seconds and stuff like that. That's always going to draw attention.
She was insane at her peak, though, wasn't she?
Yeah. And with all that being said, with where he is right now and the fact that he does fight so regularly, if Israel Adesanya gets the win tonight, how big a superstar are we looking at?
Could be huge.
I think you do look to crack. The fight's just wrapped up there, and Iaquinta's face is an absolute mess, by the way.
Dan should be taking this one.
I think you definitely, the UFC, have to look at cracking that African market now, especially if you got Usman.
Oh, my God.
And you Adesanya. UFC, is it Lagos? Whatever. Yeah, Lagos in Nigeria. I don't know what the stadium's infrastructure is like there, but you'd easily get 50,000 if you could.
That'd be insane.
That would be mad, to be fair.
There's so many really good African fighters that you can put on there as well. And the obvious ones... Ngannou's an obvious one. Usman's an obvious one. Adesanya, obviously, an obvious one. Like, you could potentially put 3 title fights on. They'll never do that outside of Vegas or Madison Square Garden or maybe Abu Dhabi. But, like, can you imagine you could put a heavyweight title fight on? A welterweight title fight on, and all 3 potentially end up in Africa.
Yeah.
Oh,
a real rumble in the jungle. I think it'd be absolutely massive.
Yeah.
Do it in a stadium. Do you give Ngannou the next title fight? Heavyweight is so.
It's in a weird place.
So bad at the moment.
I'm assuming because Cormier wants it, he's going to get the trilogy.
Yeah.
But then after that, you have to give it Ngannou, unless Jones finally decides to move up and starts trying to bully people in the division.
Brock's fucking skin's the same colour as my T-shirt, mate. You can't do that.
Yeah, man.
There's no way that he's clean. I don't give a fuck.
And Kane's gone as well. Kane's gone to WWE, which is always his career's kind of just ended with a whimper, hasn't it? He took the knockout to Ngannou when he did his knee. And from the guy who's considered, we're going to get the results in here, from the guy who's considered the greatest heavyweight of all time, it's kind of ended on a sad note.
I do like, though, that he can go and beat Brock Lesnar up in multiple organisations.
Yeah, true. That is true, to be fair.
Real fighting, unscripted.
Oh, look at Dan Hooker's knee.
Tyson Fury's over there now as well.
Oh, it's mad.
Mental. He'll probably fight Braun Strowman before he fights Deontay Wilder.
30-26, yeah.
30-26, got a 10-8 round.
Probably when he dropped him. Yeah.
Massive victory for Hooker.
Biggest of his career. That's top 10 for him now. Fair play to him.
It's the official decision. Dan Hooker is your winner by unanimous decision.
And we've just got to get through this interview, and we've got it.
We've got
there
the
we
fight.
go.
And
I think we're in for 5 rounds, lads.
I think so.
I'm nervous for Bobby. I'll cry on this live stream if Rob Whittaker loses.
Well, I think there's half a chance of that, to be honest with you.
I know there is.
And I like him. I like him as well. I don't dislike either lad that's in this. I kind of lean, like I said, leaning towards Israel because of what I think it could mean for the sport going forward. I don't think he's anywhere near the size of what Conor was at this stage. When he was getting his title fight against Aldo, but who knows what unlocking that African market could do for the sport
massively.
Because I believe EFC is like as big as like X Factor in the UK in South Africa because it's on terrestrial TV every Saturday night. You just know Saturday night 8-9 o'clock whatever it is. Sit down, turn it on, bosh. That's it. I'm watching relatively high level MMA. Now you tap into that, you put on, world title fights with, 3 African homeboys in there.
Only needs to be. Speaking of, he's a beast. To be fair, at 185, Paulo Costa,
and
number 2.
He'll probably get the winner. You'd imagine.
Oh, I don't know. I couldn't see him as champion. I don't know what it is.
Couldn't see him passing a piss test, but apparently he has.
Well, I mean, I couldn't possibly judge, but he is a bit too chiseled for my liking.
You start to go running.
Haters Gonna Hate says the problem is Colby caters to the US market and they lap it up. Whittaker isn't pulling in the Trumps to watch his fight live, which appeals to a demographic. Yeah, there's probably a lot of truth in
I
that.
don't even think
actually.
Colby's pulling in the Trumps. Judging by, as James said, his last pay-per-view buy rate, he's not pulling in
No, I mean,
anyone
he's
in.
literally pulling in Trump, though.
No, yeah, he has pulled in Trump and tapped into that market, but it's like, it's what's it they call it in wrestling? Cheap heat.
Yeah.
You know, it's not getting people to hate you because they want to see you lose. It's just people hating you because you're
a fucking witch.
You're just a fucking dog.
Weird though that the Trump family are even interested in aligning themselves with him because they know about the stuff that he's saying.
Yeah.
And they're still turning up for it.
Because he's shown an interest in liking him, and I imagine
Some people really like Colby, though.
99% of people in America, or 99% of athletes in America, do not like Donald Trump. So when you have one, and he's got a belt with him, and you're going, yeah, I quite like you. Old Donnie's all over it, isn't it?
It's weird though that like Donald Trump's kids are ringside watching, they're buzzing for him. He's just got a victory, and then he's making suicide jokes at Matt Hughes. Like, what the hell have I come here for?
Yeah, to be fair, it's not worse than what the dad's doing when he's like threatening nuclear war over Twitter, is it?
Yeah. And that is the 21st century state of the United States of America.
Of the whole fucking world.
It's
It's
mental.
absolutely mental, isn't it? He was tweeting stuff like impeach this the other day. Fucking absolute maniac. How's he got the nuclear codes? Right, here we go. I think we're about to get the ring walks from Israel Adesanya and Bobby Knuckles. Interim champion versus a legitimate champion, I guess you call it. Oh, actually, we're not getting that. We're getting a little bit of a promo.
And they were just showing Diaz and Masvidal, and it's weird because that fight's what, the baddest motherfucker belt.
I've drove
And
down
it's
that road.
between- It's what?
I've drove down that road.
Have you?
Pacific Coast Highway, that in California.
Anyway,
I don't know why they were just showing that there.
No idea
That didn't
where-
actually lead to anything, that then.
Nothing. There was absolutely no.
No,
fight
that was
there.
really weird.
But they're what, like third, fourth Diaz Masvidal. Yet their fight is going to be far bigger than for the actual title a month later.
The BMF title.
The BM. Imagine how much that's going to be worth, though.
They're gonna make them a proper belt and everything, aren't they? This is ridiculous.
That's the BMF belt.
Yeah.
It's a bit corny for my liking, to be honest.
Welcome to the WME era.
Oh man, I don't think you don't need to attach a title fight connotation to that for it to sell tickets. You just don't. And
No,
it's,
you didn't need to whatsoever. You just make it a great fight, and that's it. You didn't
Exactly.
bring a fucking belt out.
that top five was Jared Cannonier. We're just looking at the middleweight top five. He used to be a heavyweight, man. He used to be a heavyweight, and now he's cracked the top five at 185. Romero 3, Paulo Costa at 2.
You wouldn't want to have to run through that as a list of dudes, would you?
You've got
Jesus.
you've got a heavyweight and a welterweight in the middleweight top five. It's insane. And Yoel Romero and Paulo Costa, who were like both made in a lab.
How they make middleweight, I do not know.
Like I don't even know yet. Well,
Great difficulty, I imagine.
there's a reason Yoel Romero's missed weight a few times. Has Paulo Costa missed weight?
Not sure.
I want to say he might have because he's.
What he got popped for, was that anything to do with cutting weight?
I don't know. I'm guessing it was. It was actually a tainted supplement, was it? Or I don't know what it was.
Well, I know Yoel Romero tested for a tainted supplement.
And he got like 27 million out of
Which
it.
is
Not
nice,
paid
'cause
it.
he knows his heart is
They
hard.
ain't paid that yet, you know.
Oh, they're not paid
No,
it.
no. I was
Well,
gonna
It's
say.
probably a reason he's still fighting.
He's been awarded that. Being awarded that and them actually cutting you a check's a different thing.
Yeah.
You know, to get rid of it, every chance that they'll just go tits up before they have to pay that. But I think they've appealed. So, bit of a nightmare.
Adesanya is an entertaining watch.
Because
though,
I'll tell you
isn't he?
what, if ever I got awarded by a court 27 million, I've spent that before I fucking walked down the steps outside, you know. So, I hope he fucking gets it. So, I do like Adesanya, and
He did get. Gaslam did show a few holes in his game, though.
Every time they show this fight on replay, they make it look far more one-sided than it actually was.
Yeah, Gaslam
That was
had
a-
him in trouble.
Yeah, it was a tough fight. It's a shame that both of them have come through absolute wars going into this.
Like he's fought Romero twice in a row and won. How can people not say this? Like he's just a deserving champ.
That was, even if you look at what Frankie Edgar's done, that last round that Robert Whittaker went for against Yoel Romero has got to be the biggest display of
Yeah.
I've ever seen. I don't know how he got through it.
hand speed on him here, looking pretty
He won.
good.
He won tough when he was 21.
Yeah.
How's the inactivity going to affect him, do you think?
I don't know, man.
You know, sometimes the rest's really good, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think he's got Dominic Cruz-like IQ as well.
Yeah.
He's also not Ricky Attendit either in between, has he? He's not blown up. He's not just like gone on the Guinness. You know, I think he's trained all the way
Yeah.
through. inactivity in the cage, yes, inactivity. I mean, like, look, Khabib basically didn't fight, and I was like, I wouldn't even book. Can you imagine booking Khabib for a fight and thinking he's going to turn up and make weight for it?
Yeah.
But then, he's on a bit of a streak at the moment, isn't he? Where he's not missed, he's not cut, he's not, he's turned up and he's fought, and he's
everything
absolutely
nailed
smoked
down
people.
to a T.
Yeah,
He's got everything nailed down to a T.
And they're both about to walk out in front of 57,000.
Yeah.
Oh my days.
Who's going to cope with that better?
Well, we have no idea, do we? Let's be honest with ourselves. Let's be honest.
He was on the same season as tough as Brendan, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. Brendan knows him, yeah. Well, they obviously lived in a house together, didn't they? So.
And caught for whatever it was, 6-7 weeks.
Should we drop him a text and see who he's going for?
Yeah, go on. Let's see
Because Brendan said that even back then at Tough, they had no idea just how far he was going to go.
Oh, they've got a planned entrance. I'm guessing this is Adesanya, obviously.
Yeah.
He's got 3 gentlemen in camouflage doing some breakdancing. You know what? The UFC don't usually do this, do they?
Yeah, we're watching the Australian diversity right now.
Yeah.
Certainly not for a challenger. I could do that.
Yeah, same. But I
You
just
know
don't
that
want
Robert
to.
Whittaker's probably just going to stroll out to absolutely nothing.
Jesus Christ.
It's just going to be some sort of a hacker.
Yeah, I think so.
I do think Adesanya is a real star, though, in the making. And Usman, to be fair, as great as a fighter he is, I think Adesanya is that guy, though, to crack the African market with his personality and his style as well.
Yeah, he's here, Adesanya.
He is a pretty cool customer, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He's now having a huggle with diversity.
Oh, is that? I wonder if that's his team.
In fact, he's dancing along with them.
I don't think that's his team.
So what the importance of choreography in this guy.
Oh,
Adesanya's actually in the breakdance now.
They're all breakdancing together.
This is the most wild shit I've ever seen in my fucking life when it comes to a walkout.
If he gets cleaned up now, this is going to be awkward. Because he's focused far too much on this choreography for me.
Floating Man says, do I agree with Chael? We haven't got the commentary on, so if he's been talking, we've missed that. Do you agree with Chael that the winner is the new face of the UFC? Yeah. No, actually, it won't be, but it should be.
Yeah.
Because they'll still keep pushing Colby. They'll still keep pushing John Jones.
Do you say that because if Whittaker wins, he's now, winning on home soil is massive for Australian MMA, or if Adesanya wins, it's a massive thing for Africa? Do you mean in that respect, whoever wins this?
I didn't hear what Chael said, but I think if you just take it at the face value of that, the winner is the new face of the UFC. I think the winner should be the new face of the UFC.
There is that hole in the market now. There's that hole in the UFC. I think Khabib's the closest we have to it now, but the face of the real DC as well. It's DC Khabib.
Khabib's English isn't great, so you can't push Khabib.
Yeah.
You've got Wailing, forget that.
Yeah.
You're going to have, you've got Stipe.
Nunes.
They should really get behind the big American hero. Nunes, they're not going to push her. There's actually so many champions that aren't American, and I think the American market needs an American. And Conor, they think that comes under America, don't they? Because everyone's like, we had an Irish person in my family 8 generations ago, so I'm basically Irish.
Oh, but it's ridiculous, though, to be honest.
Adesanya's still dancing.
He's either relaxed or he's lost his fucking mind.
Is this just nervous energy?
He does look in good shape, to be fair.
He looks relatively chilled out, just confident.
Yeah. I'm sure he was a conversation with his coach, though. He's like, you doing fucking what now?
He has been knocked
out.
He has been knocked out before Adesanya, to be fair.
Yeah, he went down in kickboxing, didn't he?
Is that new ink he has on his back as well?
Yeah, I think so.
He's got a new back piece done too.
57,000 people.
I just want to know where Paulo Costa got that shirt. I
Zara?
think I'd look fucking good in one,
Oh, that shirt.
Look at him in the background. Handsome bastard he is.
Gets to 50 likes.
Oh, it's from his podcast.
Hit
I haven't listened to any podcast me this week. I've been fucking well busy.
Yeah, I don't know what podcast I listen to a lot now. I used to listen to a lot of the MMA hour, but I just don't have time anymore.
Chaels is my first one. Chaels is the first one I'll go to every week. Even ahead of Rogan now, unless it's an MMA one. Because Rogan just has some fucking right... Unless it's one of the comedians.
Yeah.
Rogan has some right cranks on that I just can't stomach, so...
It is a wide range of guests, though. It does cater to anything, to everyone. At least one podcast he does a week.
Yeah, I do me too. I got Believe You Me, Michael Bisping. That's good.
I used to listen to
I
that
haven't subscribed to that, actually.
Have you not?
I used to listen to that a lot. He popped his eye out.
He puts it out.
Yeah, that's mental.
I didn't realise it was an actual fake eye he had.
Yeah, I think
thought-
he's only just got that done though.
I'd imagine so.
I mean, I remember when he was on Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan asked him why his eye was looking so good now, and he got a bit uncomfortable. Said it's a corrective lens, obviously.
Yeah.
Turns out it was a fake eye, but he must have got it out as soon as he finished fighting.
Yeah, I don't blame him, to be honest.
Yeah, another fight disciples as well. That's got Adam Cattrall, Nick Peter.
I'm trying to get Adam Cattrall to come and join us on Fighting Out of Manchester podcast with Brendan, actually. Which,
Yeah, because Brendan did an interview with him, didn't he?
yes, which I think they can do. I just think it's a case of lining up when they can do it. He's not replied to us yet, Bren, actually.
He's local as well. Cattrall, he's from Blackburn.
Is Brendan at the fight, is he? Oh, no, of course he's in Vegas now, sorry.
Vegas,
I keep thinking this is in Vegas for some reason.
Because it should be.
Probably should be. No, I'm really glad they did this in Australia, though. I don't think this has any hype behind it if it's in the US. I don't think they buy into it. And it just shows that they, they can sell out 57,000
It's
here.
the biggest.
Attendance in UFC history. Like,
Yeah.
this is a big deal, to be
It's
fair.
the biggest sporting event,
Yeah, it is actually,
biggest fighting event in the history of the continent.
I'd say so, yeah,
So
easily.
what else? I mean, Jeff Horn, Manny Pacquiao did about 50,000 tickets.
Oh, was that the PE teacher who beat
That was the
Pacquiao?
PE teacher who beat Manny
Yeah,
Pacquiao.
he actually is a
Mental.
PE teacher. It's insane.
Mental. Took up box like 19 because he was getting bullied, and then he beats Manny Pacquiao
Fucking
8 years
hell.
later.
What's Manny Pacquiao? How old is he now? And he's still
102.
40.
He's
Coming
like-
off a win as well. World champion again.
He's
Isn't he
some,
like a governor in...
Governor in the Philippines.
I heard he's been saying some mad
Here we
shit,
go,
though,
Bobby
recently.
Knuckles. He's gone really bananas on this one. He's wearing a fucking hoodie, and he's just walking out.
He looks like a menace, Knuckles, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks intent on the job.
Don't think this means fuck all on the walkout, though.
It's massive in for this because his last two opportunities on Australian soil he had to pull out. So I think the pressure's massively on him.
Apparently, we didn't hear it that well, but apparently Dan Hooker called out Poirier, and Poirier's just tweeted, "I'm fighting the Irishman next." Interesting.
I hope
that,
Poirier gets something massive. He
Yeah.
deserves it.
Well, he got his title
Yeah,
fight,
well,
didn't he? And I think that just shows how good Khabib
Hardest
is.
man that's ever been called Dustin?
Ever.
No.
There's no other hard man called Dustin.
Can you name 3 other men called Dustin?
Hoffman,
I'll be honest, I'd be pushed to name Dustin's.
Hoffman, the Turkey.
Erudition says I don't believe Australia actually exists. I was there last month. No, not last month. 2 months ago.
2 months ago.
Trust
Were
me.
you in Melbourne?
Unless... No, Perth.
Oh, Perth, yeah.
So, unless you just fucking fly around in the sky, obviously because the Earth's flat, you just fly around in a circle. I don't know where you go.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Whittaker does look intense, to be fair.
But is that too much though? Sometimes when you just come in, you're a bit tense. You're not relaxed. Because if you're going in tense against someone like Adesanya, and Adesanya comes in relaxed,
Yeah.
how fast is Adesanya going to be if he don't give a fuck?
Yeah, one example of that will be, I remember when Tony Bellew always had great fitness, and then he fought Alexander Usyk, and he was going mental in the ring, hitting his chest, and he gassed out after about 5 rounds.
Yep, and that I could see happening here with this. He looks jacked,
Who,
like
Whittaker?
solid, yeah, like
He
not
looked
not
fucking-
overinflated, but like
At the
like real
at
thick.
the open workouts, he looked fucking unbelievable. Just size-wise, he looked absolutely huge.
Of the two, Adesanya's far more relaxed.
I believe Triple G won, James.
Triple G won
Yeah.
points.
Yeah.
And did he deserve it by the sound of things?
115, 112, 115, 112.
Haters gonna
114,
hate saying,
113.
is there going to be a watch along for Brendan's PFL fight next week? Do you know what? I have been debating it. I don't think I can fucking do it. But I don't think I can do it. I can't.
This has been hard tonight. Like, I was gonna say, 10 seemed quite. I thought we were streaming the prelims, but we've been here since 10 p.m.
10.
prepping and all. Look at all this magic set. I've spent a few hours setting this up.
The pizza's rating by 12, and then it's a 5-hour slog.
Oh yeah, the pizza slowed
That's
us
a long
down.
night, innit, man? I can't do it for many reasons. Like when like a fucking mate of mine's fighting, I can't speak.
Yeah,
I just like
because you're zoned in.
I can't.
Would you
I
say
think
this is
it'd
the
be
biggest
fucking
fight of Brian's
horrendous.
career so far?
Um,
Well, the Contender Series probably.
no, I wouldn't say it was the biggest fight of his career. I would say I am expecting Brendan to absolutely fucking annihilate this motherfucker, though. I was having a bit of a look into the guy's record and his style. I do fully expect Brendan to just fucking smoke this bum, to be honest.
Here we go, Taylor.
He's got a
the
good
tape
record.
now.
I mean, the record of him and Brendan, they look, on paper, they look pretty close to it. Here we go. Taylor, the tape time. 6'4".
80-inch
massive, isn't he?
reach. Jeez. How long's
7.
Jones's reach? 80? Well, I don't even know.
It's long. Just to hope that Whittaker can get inside. If you're me anyway, I'm hoping he can.
But Whittaker's not just a one-dimensional wrestler. He's just such a good
about
all-rounder.
as clever as anybody in the UFC for me.
I actually am pumped for this.
I'm fucking excited for this.
I'm nervous.
Is that Volkanovski? There's Volkanovski in the background there as well.
I hope that he's getting a decent push this week.
Hopefully he's getting a decent paycheck. Adesanya does look like a bad dude. Like if I saw him on a night out.
Cheers, James, for a nice comment. But yeah, I think that the chances of us doing a watch along for Brendan's fight next week is very slim. I think in reality, I'm going to sit there. This is going to be one of those to watch in my underpants with a brew. I think shitting it and hoping for the best.
Yeah. I'm going to feel then as a mate when he fights at Madison Square Garden.
I'm hoping to fucking be there cage side. I mean, I was hoping to be there this week, to be honest, but reality of money situation means that I got to be here. It was great timing in terms of having no United games to cover this week to be able to get out there, but I couldn't get out there and make it all work. But yeah, I'm hoping for the Madison Square. I actually don't know if we've just fucked up and announced that or whatever, but like,
yeah, probably.
Soz. I believe he's supposed to be fighting on Madison Square Garden on New Year's Eve. If that is the case, I want to be there cage side for that. Because that'd be fucking fantastic. I mean, like, honestly, how many times, the answer's none, by the way, how many times are you going to have the opportunity to go watch your fucking mate fight on
MSG.
New Year's Eve at Madison Square Garden? None is the answer.
Yeah.
Fucking none.
It's mental as well. Did you meet Brendan 10 years ago, sort of like a long time ago? And now he's going to be fighting at Madison Square Garden.
We've, people will look at me now and be like, oh, hang on a minute. Like, but we've sparred together 5 stone ago.
It's insane though, isn't it? And the after party as well, I'd imagine, will be rather good.
Yeah.
In New York, it'd be rather
yeah. I mean,
good.
I think it'll be going off on
New Year's Eve.
on fucking Friday.
Is it
next
New Year's
week,
Eve?
to be
Is it?
honest.
Yeah. Fucking hell, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
And the hardest thing I've got at the minute is convincing the missus that it'd be a good idea.
Oh, what, convincing your missus to
It's
go
a
to New
2
York
month
on New
job,
Year's Eve shouldn't
Do you know
take
what
a
I
lot
mean?
of convincing.
You just think you'd fucking jump at that chance, wouldn't you?
Yeah. 21-4.
Bobby looks so intense here.
I do like the skinhead look, to be fair.
Just looks hard, doesn't he?
Yeah. Floating Man says, I'm watching my underpants in Bulgaria with a can of Fanta.
It's weird though that there's actually a guy in Bulgaria with a can of Fanta in his underpants
Watching
us.
this with us. Shout out to the Bulgarian.
Whereabouts in
pants wearers out there.
Bulgaria are you, brother?
We've made it.
I was out in Sofia a few years ago for the IMAF Euros. It's
You were
fucking
saying.
phenomenal.
And you went to, was it a Ludogorets game? Was it CSK?
CSK Sofia in
Yeah,
Ludogorets. Yeah, it was
fucking
insane.
mad, yeah.
They're about to touch gloves. Mark Goddard refereeing.
He's a good
Leaning
ref, to be
towards
fair.
Rob Whittaker, says Floating Man.
I'm in the
Look at the chest on him, mate.
because he smashes his chest.
He's a
I love Robert
barrel-chested
Whittaker.
dude, man.
I'm nervous, Drew. Come on, Bobby.
I don't really care who wins this. I would lean towards Adesanya, but I ain't upset at either of these. I'm
There we
just
go.
excited.
One of the most underrated main events.
Adesanya's staring right at him, playing the mind games up until last second.
He's so much thicker than Adesanya, though, isn't
Bobby
he?
looks the more nervous. Here we go, we're off.
Jesus, look at the size.
Shit, we're on.
Come on, Bobby. Bobby bouncing back and forth. Leg kick land.
Yeah, he's going for the oblique kick to the knee. Love it.
I would have thought that
Mate,
would have been...
if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
He lunged in there.
It's dangerous
Rob
against-
Whittaker, and he
Yeah,
didn't
it
land
is.
anything, but he looks so quick.
Yeah. But you got to just be careful of the counter, though, aren't you? Because I think you do that and you miss like you just did. Adesanya's gone, well, watch out for that.
Body shot,
And watch out for that with the left hand on the way in.
He's got to watch it. He's jumping.
I mean, he might be wasting a lot of energy early.
He's got a good gas tank, Robert Whittaker.
He has, yeah.
You don't get dropped
Very
like
good
that
gas
against
tank,
Yoel Romero and then move like
But-
grow into the fight.
Yo,
50,000 people,
nervous energy.
Landed
Everything
left
on the line. Biggest fight of your career.
It's amazing. We were so slogged most of the night, and now I don't know about you, but now this fight started.
Oh,
you're
yeah,
like,
I've
I'm
gone
awake
up a
now.
gear, yeah.
yeah.
I'd be tactical nap halfway.
James just face down on the table.
Honestly, about 20 seconds before going live, I'm being told to get up and sprint into the studio.
A bit frazzly.
When we're expanding the studio, everybody, we are We're having a big fucking corner sofa in the new one, which will just be a napping sofa for the UFC.
I say we invest in hammocks. There's a lack of office hammocks.
I was actually really debating getting a couple of camp cots for nights like this, because they're not dear. They're like 30, 40 quid each.
Yeah.
And they just pop them up, bank a sleeping bag on it. They're fucking useful for these. And then when we've got stuff like, we do a 24-hour podcast every year, raising money for the homeless in Manchester, where our studio's based. And, you know, for me and Ben, who are on camera for that, I mean, we're just fucked. There's nothing we're going to do. But for the lads that are off camera, a couple of camp cots would be pretty handy.
Recharge the batteries, yeah.
Another oblique kick for Whittaker.
That's definitely tactic number go-to one, isn't it? Like,
he is putting a lot of forward pressure on Adesanya, which is obviously taking the...
and he's
putting him on the
loading
back
up a
foot.
lot, but not really landing anything, Whittaker. Good jab there. Good jab from Whittaker.
He's catching.
He's nullified Adesanya
Jab
so
to the
far.
body from Adesanya.
He loves that kind of fake left high kick, doesn't
But it's
he?
because he does have pretty decent offensive wrestling. When he leans forward like that,
Yeah.
your brain's going to go, take down.
Yeah, and he
but then
throws-
he's got the flexibility to pop up and try and kick you in the head.
He did it against Jacare and
He's
Brunson.
loaded up on a couple of kicks there, Whittaker, and he just took a breath.
Now this is where he wants the fight, probably on the inside. Oh, eye poke.
All right, fucking hell, John Jones.
Floating man saying North Bulgaria in a little city called Pleven, which is about 3 hours away from Sofia. Can't say I've heard of it. Shout out to the Pleven massive. Straight back in the action now after the eye poke.
Israel Adesanya, the best fighter from Australia. Well, we will find out.
If he was from
Australia, yeah. Nice.
He's not based there, though.
No, he's based in New Zealand, yeah.
All right.
Auckland.
He trains with Hooker. As in Dan Hooker, not with,
Not just random.
Hookers.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. At least we hope not.
Adesanya is not in this fight at the moment. He has been well and truly thrown off his game by Rob Whittaker, but
There's a lot of this
Exerting
fight.
a lot of energy.
doesn't need much for him to get back in this.
Big
Loaded up
left
on a lot.
hook.
Everything's powered.
Minute and a half to go in minute and a half to go in round one. I think the judges have got quite an easy job for this first.
Left high kick from Adesanya.
Left high kick there, from Adesanya, and he's talking to him now. Has that put a bit of doubt in the mind of Rob Whittaker as Adesanya starts to come forward now?
Loaded up again, Whittaker and missing.
He's seen it though. I think he's noticing this is what's happening when he comes forward. He's hitting him with a jab, and then he's throwing up. But maybe this is smart because, right, for those that are home and have just been fucking annihilated by our poor commentary, what's going on is Rob Whittaker's leaning into a jab, and then he's throwing an overhand right. Now, to evade the overhand right, Adesanya has been stepping off to his left, which is in the path of a right high kick, which is what Rob Whittaker is doing when he mixes it up, and he just steps off to the right that time. So
jeez, yeah, that left overhand left.
There's no basics. There's no basics in this. This is a very fucking high level. It's a shame that they've had to come up against each other this year.
You got to imagine the Whittaker corner's pretty happy after this first round.
Yes.
Putting the pressure on forward
mixing
feet.
it up, making Adesanya think, stuck him out of his game plan. It's been almost perfect for him, I think.
If Whittaker can keep this up. Right out.
No! It's over!
Oh no, it's the end of the round.
What the fuck?
Wait, what?
How was that not over? How was it not over?
Adesanya just
badly.
Whittaker dropped at the bell.
I thought he was done, man.
I thought Mark Goddard stopped it because
so
he
did
came in and got Adesanya out of there.
I've got to watch this back up.
What
We're behind.
the fuck?
If there's any more time left,
Wait,
round,
watch
Whittaker
it.
gets
Yeah, what was it?
I look absolutely distraught.
Oh, man. And look at him. He knows that was close. He knows he was rocked there.
We were just saying, you gotta watch out for Adesanya.
And I said the corner will be going in.
The only saving grace here is Robert Whittaker's been here before.
He has been here before. He's been in worse
Has he been
situations.
here before, though?
55,000 people, you've just been dropped. See, the thing is, I was worried that he was just loading up a little
No, here we
bit
go.
too
I'm gonna get a
much
replay
stuff.
of it here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right
it's a
hand.
right hand. It's a right hand.
Was it an uppercut, was it?
Adesanya doesn't even get a single second to land anything on the ground. He gets his one shot and then the ref calls it.
Evades out the way. This right hand here now.
Uppercut.
Pure binkage.
No,
if
to
he
be
lands
fair,
another shot, Whittaker doesn't try and defend himself either.
Mark Goddard was on the fucking buzzer
be
there.
fair, he got-
Oh my God.
That was good refereeing.
How do you move that quick? He's fucking massive, Mark Goddard, by the way.
Yeah.
he got back to his feet pretty quickly, though.
So,
Wow.
Adesanya
He doesn't
the first
get.
round
If
now.
there's 3 more seconds in that round,
It's over.
you've got a new champion.
Does he take the round,
Yeah,
though?
I think
Do you think
so.
he takes the round?
Oh yeah, well he
has
he
to.
fucking nearly finished the guy.
And that takes away from everything Robert Whittaker did for the first.
Oh.
Left hand for Whittaker.
You've also got to think of the recency bias
Yeah.
as well. The judges have just sat there as they're about to write that down and gone,
Good
well,
job,
fuck
Whittaker.
me. He's cleared his
Right
head.
hand Whittaker.
He's actually come out
Yeah.
looking, well, he's come out looking like a wounded fucking animal in this round. He's determined to fucking get back in the mixer.
There's not anybody with more heart than Robert Whittaker.
Woo!
You can't fight.
good
Adesanya with his
movement
hands
from
down,
Adesanya.
man.
Mate,
His hands-
Adesanya's doing some matrix shit.
Look how low his hands are, though. I know he's
That's
a
what makes him
kickboxer and that's his
dangerous.
style, but against a guy like Robert Whittaker with that hand speed,
Rob Whittaker's bleeding.
I was so glad the fight wasn't stopped there. I couldn't have just.
Well, Rob does what is about to happen now, I think, if it did.
Come on, Rob.
The range and the height of Adesanya is keeping these rushes of Rob Whittaker away because he's leaning back and that's just keeping him out of trouble, isn't it? Footwork and that reach back.
Oh man,
So we need that bit clipped up as well.
Mate, what the fuck?
He's
Mitch,
just,
Cal, whoever, just clip
get that clip.
it up.
What the fuck?
Well, to be fair, we can argue about whether this is, the card's been great, but this has been a fucking unbelievable main event so far. We're only less than a round and a half in. Oh,
Look how much blood's on Whittaker's face.
Yeah,
I thought
Whittaker's
Step
getting.
back here.
is he getting caught that much?
He's still throwing though. He's still coming forward.
He's not landed any of these big shots.
And
he's
look
not
how
shot, though.
chilled
Oh.
Adesanya looks right now. Is that the man that knows he's about to win this fight?
Oh,
Mate, Adesanya's got his hands by his waist and he's shoulder rolling like a fucking prime James Toney on him at the moment.
this is a genuine superstar.
Oh, body
he
shots
walked
as well.
in doing fucking a Stavros Flatley routine, and then walked into the ring, and if he
And put him on his
pulls
back
off
in round 1. Fuck me.
against one of the best middleweight champions that's ever
Have you
lived.
seen how
He's
this
just leaning
lean back just it ends the attack?
Yeah.
Problem is though, when you've got your hands down, you're leaning back.
This is where I think Whittaker's corner needs to go. Next time you do that, change levels, take the fucker down.
Jesus, man, look
Take
at
him
the
down
head-
and score.
the
Just
head
take him
movement.
down and score. We know that he's not the best off his back. You're playing into his world. When
It
you're
is
standing with
interesting that he hasn't shot yet. Oh,
him. Even just for the cards,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Tactical ones.
And for both of these guys, especially Whittaker, there'll never ever be a bigger fight in Whittaker's life than this.
no.
This is the pinnacle.
Who's winning? Who the fuck knows, bro?
You got to say, Adesanya probably will take
Adesanya's
this.
grown into this.
Good head kick
Whittaker,
from
though, with the
Whittaker.
head kick doesn't seem to
There
hurt
wasn't
Adesanya.
loads on it, but it'll score.
Wowzers. Let us know in the comments who you guys are scoring it to. Give us your scores.
How does he move out the way of that, Adesanya? He's honestly he's just completely disconnected to his own body.
I'd fall over if I
It
tried
looks
that.
like Whittaker is struggling to really cope with the
the
range. Yeah, we said
When
that.
you've got-
the height, the footwork.
When you've got Whittaker's intelligence,
Oh!
hopefully
Oh
Good
shit,
job.
that
No!
landed.
Whittaker's
This
down
is over
again.
now, lads. This
It's
is over
this
now.
is over.
And it is
over,
actually
yeah.
over.
Oh.
We have a new champion of the world in Israel Adesanya, who has just put on a fucking striking clinic tonight.
No,
Wow.
I am
Whittaker.
absolutely gutted with that, but that's a fucking superstar.
Wow.
That is a superstar, and he's beaten one of the best middleweights ever easily.
Well, wow.
He's brilliant.
Middleweight champion.
He did it with
absolutely
such confidence all the way through it.
I remember seeing his debut. What was it again? Which card? He's calling out
Paulo
Paulo
Costa's
Costa here.
it.
I hope
Yeah.
Adesanya absolutely bounces him around the cage.
Yeah, and there's no case for a rematch in that, so Costa's definitely the next
Oh,
man.
what's he doing?
Adesanya's got out the cage and he's looking for Costa.
No, he's going to
Oh,
his
no,
team.
going to the
He's,
corner.
that's a bit.
He's on the
difficult.
other side. He's on the other side.
Oh, that could have been.
Fair play to him, to be fair. Coming from kickboxing world to this ain't so easy.
It's a shame, because for Whittaker now, it's a long way back.
Smash the like button, folks.
Giovanni
Israel-
Gomez says, what happened? There was a little bit of an exchange, and I think he clips him with
Here
a
we
right.
go, we'll
Let's
have
have
a
a look. Yeah, it's a right
Yeah,
and then a
left
left. A right and then a
Whittaker's
left. The
gone
left's
straight
right on the button. He doesn't actually land any on the floor.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think it stopped early, to be fair.
No, it's a perfect stop.
Look, Whittaker nails him, and then
it's that right,
Yeah.
and then this left. This left coming in now. Bam!
Yeah, right.
Oh.
And then he
you're not
falls.
going to stop
Yeah.
seeing that.
Yeah, he
But
was
then he
out.
doesn't actually land one.
No, I do think. Look.
Only concern, it's not really concern Adesanya's because he's been brilliant tonight. But just to play devil's advocate, at the start I said, with Rob Whittaker, an elite kickboxer like Stephen Thompson, world champion, was able to beat him. Adesanya's sort of done a similar thing. How's Adesanya going to match up with the different styles when he starts facing the elite wrestlers? Would he match up well with Yoel Romero? Or?
Yeah, Yoel Romero's going to walk out in a singlet.
Oh man, he's gonna go full Cuban. He's gonna go full Cuban.
He's not even going to put fucking gloves on, like, don't need. Just fucking come out and take his ass down again and again and again and again. That's what he needs to do. And that's what people have got to do when they come up against him. We've seen it with Stephen Thompson and Tyron Woodley. That's what you've got to do. You've just got to go like, guess what? Yeah, you're amazing on the feet. Cool. You're never going to be there.
He really has lived up to the hype. Yeah, Mitch can't believe it. Yeah, he is brilliant.
Is he chatting shit to him there, or is he talking to the corner?
Because me and Mitch were talking about this when we filmed the split decision the other day. I absolutely nailed my colours. I was supporting Rob. He was supporting Israel, and he stood there at the side smiling away at me. I'm not happy.
Do we have a new, as Chael said, do we have a new face of the UFC in Israel Adesanya?
It's this guy.
UFC, it's time to go to Africa.
I'd be very intrigued to hear what he says on the mic here, because he's been chatting shit to John Jones as well. Is that his dad, I'm guessing? Yeah.
What's he now, 18-0?
18-0. I think that's his mum and dad in the cage.
There's so many fights from him as well in that division. You can do the Gastelum.
Well, look at that whole top five.
Romero,
that whole top five's amazing. If he goes just through that top five,
Till.
all-time great. Done. Yeah, and then Till could pop up into there as well.
Mental.
Wow.
Mental. It's going to be interesting to see what he says.
Outrageous. And suddenly, I'm not tired. That was fucking sensational, boys and girls.
I could swear that he was going to get hit with just the way he was dropping his hands, but he's fucking unbelievable.
He evaded it. Like, when he was in trouble, and he was in trouble, he would use his range, and he would just lean back, and he'd be out there, and you just think, I think Yoel Romero probably puts him on his back for that.
Yeah.
Yoel Romero's definitely going to come swinging at him, but he should just walk out in a singlet and take his ass down.
Do you think the nerves got the better of Robert at all tonight? Or was he
No,
I think with a bit of hindsight, I mean, up until the last minute of the first round,
he was winning.
He was absolutely winning that fight, and the first minute or so of the second round, he was absolutely winning that fight. So he was doing all right. We were saying, I think, at some point in there, a bit of a tactical takedown might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't at least try to take it to the ground, because his wrestling is pretty. He's grappled with Yoel Romero and gotten the better of some exchanges. But to say that, though, Adesanya is so underrated in his takedown defense. All you have to see is the fight with Brunson.
The fucking confidence to have a fucking dance battle walkout when you're not even the champion, and then to go in there and fuck Rob Whittaker's face up like you just did. Very interesting who fights this guy next.
Man, look at him. He's breaking down his own knockout.
Bink!
Such a clean
That left hand. There's a chick in the background on her phone. She's not even seen it.
Where does Rob go from here?
I don't.
The rest of the top five you can find.
There's a lot more. I mean, Robert Whittaker has cleaned out the rest of the top five. I would tell you what, I'd love to see Romero Costa, or not Romero Costa. We've seen that Whittaker Costa.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I'd love to see that.
Although I think Costa will probably get.
Costa's probably. I was going to say, but I think Costa's getting Adesanya next, isn't it?
Yeah.
How's that go?
Tell you what, that's two big fucking middleweights. I could see Adesanya doing it. He's a technically sounder striker, and it's not as if Costa's one for taking someone down. And he gasses very easily in fights.
They're building that already.
He's wearing a gold shirt, mate. To be fair, if anyone can get away with wearing a gold shirt,
it's that
motherfucker.
Is Costa coming in the cage?
Don't know.
It's
BT Sports absolutely crapped out, so I couldn't tell you. Till murks him.
The stream is our BT is fucked.
BT Sport may have caved in.
Yeah, well, BT's still on. It's still in the corner. They've still got the logo in the corner.
No, it's actually not our fault.
It's transmission and hope to correct the fault shortly.
It's because the Earth isn't round and the satellites are just going up and down, and something's got in the way.
Darren Till, Paulo Costa would be a good fight. Darren Till, Robert Whittaker would be a good fight actually as well.
There's a lot of fights.
There's a lot of fights.
I actually think it's the best division in the UFC.
185 has gone from being kind of stagnant a bit, with just the Weidmans and the Rockholds kind of up there, to now being so much more.
Why are we interviewing people that have just been knocked out, bro?
Joe doesn't like this.
Rob Whittaker, we're all just going silent while we listen, but Rob Whittaker's on the mic, which I don't agree with at all, actually.
Yeah. I don't, yeah.
He's thanking the fact he's such a nice guy.
Do you remember when Overeem got knocked?
He looks like a neo-Nazi, but he isn't anything but in it.
No.
He's just a real sound
Just
geezer.
the opposite of a neo-Nazi. That's how I want the UFC to sell him now.
Look at this guy, not a Nazi.
I thought he was taking the gloves off and putting them
Nazi.
down in the middle for a second.
Nah.
He's only 29.
How old is he?
He's
Yeah.
only 29.
Come on, bro. We ain't got a long old time yet. Wow.
Adesanya.
Woo!
He's now. I think they have to push him as the face of the company now.
Well,
I think he's Anderson Silva, but what held Anderson back was his inability to speak English. This guy, he gets it.
He's got access to Australasia, Africa,
And the US. He's got his fingers in all pies, man.
He's the guy you sell now.
Yeah.
I think it makes more sense than maybe Khabib.
Is he good mates with Usmanov? I just invented that.
And no, I think they are pretty pally because they're both.
They did that photo shoot, didn't they?
Yeah.
After Usman won the title.
Who does he train with, Costa? Does he train with Cejudo's team?
It's nice to see Cejudo at ringside not really having anything to say.
Yeah.
He's my fucking tits, I don't know.
Oh, he gives him a DX. He tells him to suck it.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you this for free. The fucking best place to be on earth in about the next hour and a half is going to be Israel Adesanya's after party.
Oh,
that's going to go off at lunchtime on a Sunday afternoon. That's going to be a session. See you on fucking Tuesday, everybody.
What a do for the old camp, though, because Hooker and Adesanya trained together.
Oh, yeah.
They've just taken the biggest wins of their career.
Oh, that'll be some piss up, to be fair.
Oh, it's going to be a big day.
At 12 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon in Melbourne.
Outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. Walked in like a gangster.
Came out.
Walked out with the gold.
Unbelievable.
And smashed a fucking bad man in the middle.
Any interest in seeing him and John Jones?
Nah, not yet.
No, I don't think.
John Jones just ever to heavy.
Yeah, I think so.
Can I just make an appeal for 2020? What I'm going to ask him for my stocking for Father Christmas, or Uncle Dana, is can we just fuck off the champ shit, please?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Like
No.
two things that I don't want to see. I don't want to see more than one interim because sometimes it happens. I get it, right? But I don't want to see more than one. I don't want 95 fucking interim champions or BMFs, which I think is you just trying to fucking get around it, you motherfucker, right? Or what I also don't want to see is this champ shit because you iced 2 divisions. Yeah. Leave it. Just leave it. You say, hey, John, you want to go up? John, example, right? John Jones. Do you want to go win heavyweight? Cool. You need to leave that belt right there.
And then fight your way. Well, actually, he doesn't need to fight his way up a heavyweight. He's John Jones, doesn't he?
You could throw him straight in against Stipe, and it would be sensational.
And he probably beat Stipe, to be honest.
Yeah, with regret, I think he would as well.
Yeah, I think so.
And how fantastic would that look? John Jones as the baddest motherfucker in the world, heavyweight champion, reign forever.
Yeah. You've got the greatest heavy of all time versus the greatest fighter of all time.
I'm looking forward to it.
One who's a
Whatever
farmer and
happens.
one who beats up strippers. It's the perfect selling point.
And I tell you what, for 5:45, it's not a bad time. You know, we were expecting maybe a 6:30, 7:15 finish tonight.
Well, as a Whittaker fan, I wish it got a tad longer. But
yeah, true.
Can't have
Yeah, the fight, I suppose, yeah, looking back.
Right, that was absolutely fantastic. Thank you guys for joining us this early in the morning. I think we might be... I might be back with Brendan at some point during the week. He wants to do it over Skype, so we're not missing one while he's over in Vegas. I did speak to him briefly this afternoon. He said he's feeling sharp, his weight's nice and low. He sent us a couple of videos over. He fucking looks sharp, I'll say that for free. But like I said, probably not going to be doing a watch along. Too fucking nervous. But obviously, if we're not here before then, we wish him luck, and we'll see him on the other side. But yeah, make sure to subscribe, and we will see you when we get back. Laters.
Goodbye.